outside of doing a few commercials and a few cameos and pictures. He was very, very quiet because his health hasn't been good for years with emphysema. He suffered from emphysema and couldn't catch his breath, had to be under constant care with these machines for his breathing. And he had a lot of problems with his breathing, with emphysema.
We were told earlier this morning that he was wonderful company.
Oh, great, the greatest in the world. Just the greatest. Just great.
What were his interests? What were the things he liked to do?
Just horse racing. If he'd go to the track every day, he left horse racing and all sports, fights, football, baseball. Baseball was his greatest love. And the racetrack.
He got very close to marrying Betty Grable, didn't he?
Yeah, very close.
Why not? Why didn't it turn out?
Well, he was married. He was never divorced.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And his wife has predeceased him, hasn't she?
I beg your pardon?
His wife died some years ago, didn't she?
5 years ago.
Well, Mr. Collins, I thank you for talking to us. Again, I do extend our sympathy to you. The world has lost one of the great names of show business.
One of the greatest that ever lived. One of the greatest. What's going on here is unbelievable. Just the greatest. And, just unbelievable. So I thank you very much for calling and showing your interest, Bert.
We're thinking of you.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye, sir.
Bye-bye.
Los Angeles, close personal friend, the best friend of the late George Raft. That was Jim Collins.
The greatest music.
I'm losing my touch. Give me some nickels, Barney.
Hey, Red, this steak's tough.
Well, you can't send it back now. You bent it.
I'll be back this way tonight, Red.
Thanks for the warning.
Another cup of Java.
You must like our coffee.
This stinks.
I notice you're drinking your 7th cup.
I like your sugar. Give me a cup of coffee.
Anything else?
Yeah, what else you got that ain't poisonous?
I don't know. I never eat here.
How about take my order, Red?
How about taking your time?
Nice new fixture, Barney.
Yeah, she'll do.
Not a bad thing to know. Nice chassis, huh, Joe?
Classy chassis.
Yes, and it's all mine, too. I don't owe any payments on it.
I'd be glad to finance it, baby.
Who do you think you're kidding? You couldn't even pay for the headlights. Anything else?
Yeah, but it ain't on the menu.
And it ain't gonna be. You better settle for a hamburger.
Okay, with onions.
Our guest is a legend in her own lifetime, the Empress of Sex and Wit, Miss Mae West. You know, movies have changed since Mae West first brought her wit and wiles to them in the 30s. But miracle of miracles, she hasn't changed a bit in appearance, in any way, shape, or form. You know, probably the most famous line in movie history is her, "Come up and see me sometime." And that's exactly what we've done. We're in Mae West's glamorous apartment in Hollywood. And may I say, it's a pleasure to be here.
Glad you made it.
Mae, this apartment's really fantastic. Could you give our Weekend World listeners a brief description?
I'd love to. The decor is white and gold. Louis XIV furniture. And my boudoir is all Louis XIV. Even Louis would like to live here himself.
You know, and I notice you've got some beautiful mirrors.
Yes. I like to see how I'm doing.
You know, your fans, Mae, must number into the millions. In fact, in colleges and universities like UCLA, they have Mae West film festivals that play to standing room only.
Yes, it's wonderful. They still swing.
Yeah, and now there's a new film that they can add, Myra Breckinridge. Can you tell us a little bit about the role you play in the film?
Well, the characterization that I play is an agent for men only.
A Mae West movie wouldn't be complete without songs and music. Do you do any songs in Myra Breckinridge?
Yes, I have 2 songs.
In all your past films, you've done the writing, all the dialogue. Now, since Myra Breckinridge comes from a famous novel, have you rewritten your part or done your own dialogue for it?
Yes, I'm sure you won't be disappointed.
Over recent years, we've seen some changes in the treatment of sex and nudity in film. What do you think of sex and nudity that we see in motion pictures today?
Well, I believe nudity comes under the heading of art.
And in the pictures today, they have lots of nudity.
Yeah, if they keep it up, it's going to become a nut.
Your pictures of the 30s were considered scandalous then, and you helped to bring on censorship. Do you think that there should be censorship for adult entertainment?
Yes, intelligent censorship. One has to draw the line somewhere.
May, do you think that this frankness in sexual matters has maybe gone too far?
Well, it's about to go too far. They're taking away the glamour.
You're right. Here's a question that I wanted to ask you for a long time. How would you, Mae West, describe sex?
I don't think I should.
Let me put it this way, then. What's your definition of sex?
Well, sex is an emotion in motion.
As we mentioned earlier, Miss West, the revival of your pictures in college film festivals has brought you a large following of fans among young people. Is it true what I heard, that some of your teenage fans are sending you gifts, even diamonds?
Yes, I did receive a diamond necklace from a young man, about 18. I also met his mother, lovely people. And I received a few other diamonds from other young men.
That's what I'll send you for Christmas. Do you think the male of the species is losing his sex appeal now?
Not the men I know.
How about the female of the species?
Oh, they're in good shape. Any woman has sex appeal for some man.
May, how about some advice on how guys can get a gal?
Well, sure. Don't worry, boys. The gals will get you.
Miss West, during the less broad-minded days of the 20s and 30s, when you were a stage star, you were arrested and jailed several times, and so you have some court experience. What do you think of the jury system?
Fine for most cases, but for some cases I prefer the judge alone.
And I prefer Mae West. Thank you for joining me today on Weekend World, and I want to say that you've broken another record, because next Thursday evening on Christmas Eve, on the 2-hour special, you are the special guest star, and I know it's the first time in 32 years you've appeared on a radio program in front of a live audience, since you were on with Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy. Thank you very much, Miss West. It's been a pleasure to have answered the most beckoning of calls to come up and see you.
Well, come up again sometime, anytime, and I'll tell you fortune. You cry for it, you sigh for it. In good King Arthur's time, they used to die for it. But when you get it, do you regret it? Well, some girls do, but not me. It's often stated, it's overrated. A pleasure that grows tired once it's educated. It may be risky when it gets too frisky, but if you got something to spare, think of me. Oh, waiter, give me a couple of hot-boiled men on toast and make it a real big portion, 'cause I'm a greedy gal. You crave for it, you save for it, behaving weird and most peculiar ways for it. But it's a pleasure when it's made to measure, and if you like that in French, so would I. Now my psychiatrist, Professor Zimmerman, said, May, you gotta keep it to a minimum. I said, quit your talking, as long as I'm still walking, that's good enough for me. Now some girls, when they go to bed, occupy their minds with a book. But when I get ready to retire, say, do I need books? Are you kidding? We lose our heads for it, get in a red for it. We glamour girls in Hollywood get wet for it. So gonna tell you a story every girl ought to know. Now, if you want a little loving, you gotta start real slow. He's gonna love you tonight if you just treat him right. Oh, squeeze him real jump. You gotta make him feel good. Tell him that you love him like you really should. And if you don't treat him right, he won't love you tonight. I always practice my method just as hard as I can. That's why I got a reputation as a loving gal. And I'm glad every night that I treated him right. So. Hey, 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 hey! Oh, yeah. Treat him right. Every night. Every night. Yeah. Hey, 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 hey! Treat him right. Every night.
Oh, I'm so glad to see so many men here. The kind I like, too.
Did we ask what types of men you prefer?
Just two, domestic and foreign. Why did you admit knowing so many men in your life? Well, it's not the men in your life that counts, it's the life in your men.
You were wonderful tonight.
I'm always wonderful at night.
Yes, but tonight you were especially good.
Well, when I'm good, I'm very good. But when I'm bad, I'm better. Yeah, for a long time I was ashamed of the way I lived.
You mean to say you reformed?
No, I got over being ashamed. Oh, Beulah. Yes, ma'am. Peel me a grape.
Nice day.
Is it?
May I present my card?
Novelties, assumptions. What kind of notions you got?
You'd be surprised. Some are old, some are new. Whom have I the honor of addressing, milady?
They call me Flower Bell.
Flower Bell, what a euphonious appellation. Easy on the ears and a banquet for the eyes.
Kind of cute yourself.
Thank you. I never argue with a lady. What symmetrical digits. Soft as the fuzz on a baby's arm.
Quick on the trigger.
Yes. May I?
Help yourself.
Would you object if I avail myself of a second helping?
Don't you think you're a little forward on such short acquaintance? You're compromising me.
If you get up around the Grampian Hills, you must come up to see me sometime.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that, my little chickadee.